Alaikum, Mohibur Rahman. Thank you for coming on this call. Can you hear me there? Yeah.
Walaikum salam. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, man. Great to see you at the end of a remarkable journey, mashallah. So for the viewers here, I wanted you to just introduce yourself. Like, what do you do, and why is it that you approached me for to go onto the VISTA Time Mastery System coaching program?
My name is Mohibur Rahman. I'm a entrepreneur. I'm in property, a few businesses, and I was just coming to that moment where life was just getting really busy. I can see that I've got a young family, spending a lot of time at work and other priorities, but family, wife, deen was definitely sort of, if you're sort of really serious and being true to yourself, like I feel I was lacking. And I stumbled onto your material on social media, and a lot of the questions that you're asking was really resonating with myself, and that's how we communicated with that, and why I sort of joined VISTA to get that balance back.
Fantastic. And if you don't mind me saying, I remember when I met you, you came across as, mashallah, you were a busy entrepreneur, you're a estate agent, you had other businesses, you got your fingers in, and Deen was important, but clearly it wasn't kind of showing up in your schedule as a big priority. And now, subhanallah, it's almost like a transformation. Like you feel like a different person even when I speak to you, and when you're on the calls, and even with your targets, I was surprised sometimes how religious your targets were and how you've designed habits. And so, do you want to just, before we talk about the VISTA itself, you want to just describe how your life is different in a religious point of view now compared to before?
Before, I'd say I was just, I was probably doing my what you think as a third year, what your basic is. So you do your zakat, then you do your fard, but I wasn't doing anything more than that. And it was just the basic. But I know I had that sort of feeling where, why other areas of my life was progressing, it wasn't. That was just pretty much the same. So by using the VISTA and going onto it, sort of excelling that side of it. So whereas I wasn't thinking about, like, one thing we did is where I'm behind, I did realize that I had debts to Allah, and one of the debts was my qadah salah, and which I didn't even think about. I knew in my head that it was maybe something I do, but now it was right in front of me, where actually I have the debt to Allah that I have to make back. So from not even just doing my salah, now it's like every day you wake up is, how am I repaying that debt back? So that's the first thing. The second thing is idle time. I'd spend my evenings going gym, TV and stuff where I had, but now it's like, okay, schedule time for Allah, to learn more about the stuff that I don't know. That's a gap in my learning. A lot of people might have as well, that I want to excel, that matches other parts of my life that I might excel with.
Right, mashallah. That's great. So you feel now, like, whereas you might have put in a lot of time for CPD and your work, now you feel like you're starting to have that type of professionalism in your deen. Mashallah. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. If you ask me about health and sports and work and all that, yeah, I can give you a lot of information. But if it comes down to a lot of my profit, the deen stuff, like, there's a level, but I want to be much higher. So when I'm held accountable, the day of judgment, that I know as much as in this area as other parts of my life.
That's amazing. And what's interesting is that, and this is what's different about VISTA, is that we're using world-class time management tools, and we're using it to help you not just in your work, but also in your deen. So which kind of tools which you learned in VISTA really helped you with your goals, and particularly your goals were quite religious? And why do you think they were so effective compared to like the traditional way, or just go to a talk or just listen to talks on YouTube or something? Which tools do you think really kind of helped you make that transformation?
Oh wow, there's quite a few tools. I think if you look at the mission statement, which is like your blueprint of your life and where you want to be and where you sort of how you see yourself, and maybe prior it would be more business related, but now it's actually my mission statement is how do I serve Allah? So that's my life blueprint is now. How do I do that? So everything that I do and the roles that I have is, just to be, have the best husband, being the best son, but with Deen focus in mind. So that's the mission statement.
Mission statement. Yeah.
Other sort of areas is sort of planning my time.
Right.
So whilst I sort of planning my time, in terms of another tool that we do, so Q2 Planner.
Q2.
So we're sort of planning your big hits and your roles. So now it's more when I'm in my week, I'm planning to put religion at the front. So it'll be so for it was when we were doing the courses, sort of the module that we're doing. So now from that, it'll be more like I'll be sort of putting in things more Deen related into my diary. So when I've got spare time, it's sort of putting that first rather than other parts of my life. So those couple of things are definitely things I'll be putting in.
Love it, love it. So you've got more clarity on how to plan, like long term. You looked at the constitution. You took that time out, which probably prior, and many people in our whole life we might never carve out that time to craft a vision and a mission for our lives. You did that, so you got that long term vision. But then also on the day-to-day, week-to-week, you got that clarity on how to plan your time to optimize it so that you can put Deen first. Brilliant, brilliant. And what are the outcomes? What are the kind of outcomes you're really happy with now that you've come to the end of the VISTA? What are some of the achievements, some of the accomplishments you're really thankful to Allah that you've managed to accomplish through this?
So I guess there's a lot of achievement. If we sort of look at in terms of the Deen is, I now sort of have a structure of where the gaps in my knowledge are. So one of the modules is the Muslim audit. I think that's pretty great. So now the plan is to go through all of the audit and make sure I've gone through and done all those studies. So that's a pretty good thing that I've already started on. The other achievement is that I am now, consciously every day praying my qadah salah, which I didn't.
You 10x'd it, didn't you? You 10x'd
think about and making more effort in terms of cutting out. I missed that bit. Sorry.
So what's that last bit?
You said well, you 10x your.
I just missed the last one you said, the third thing.
So so after we mentioned the qadah salah, so I said the third bit would be I think that's the main thing at the moment. Those two things.
How about your Q2? Remember, I remember seeing your success tracker, and you've even leveled up in your family. How have you leveled up in your family life?
Oh yeah, so in terms of that, so there's in terms of the three major roles that I'm really consciously looking at every day is my role as a husband, a son, and a father. Wow. So if we sort of start with the husband role, is I've again consciously make more time for my wife. So whereas the evenings of just be on my laptop and stuff. So now actually I'm cutting off and actually be spending 30 minutes, 45 minutes together talking about it. And has
she seen the change?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely seen the change. More like a conscious effort. We're spending more time together, doing things more. So activities, especially we've got a young family, so around that as well. So it's both together and with the family. So that's one definite thing that we're doing is consciously making more one-to-one time rather than just evenings, me doing my own thing and just being on my laptop. It's not that.
Fantastic. Oh, I think we're just, you still there?
There's a cut-off time, and there's some time that I have to spend with the children without sort of picking up my phone or doing emails. The QT plan has sort of helped me do that, because one of the goals is that I'm spending quality time with the children. And even like this weekend, we're going away as a staycation, and part of it is because I know that you have to put that into your goal. Like,
Brilliant.
What are you doing to spend more time with the family? So we're going away. And the third is so again, sort of times in the diary. So we start in the diary. So I have to go and see her.
That's fantastic, Mohibur Rahman. So, subhanAllah, I'm really glad to hear. It sounds like you've got much more of a balanced life now, much more holistic, that you're kind of progressing in multiple areas. Final question to you. There'll be people watching this, many who are kind of on the fence, many who, because as you know, for many Muslims, they've never, coaching is quite a new thing, and investing in themselves is a new concept. It's not very common in the community. But there's many people listening there, they're desperate to change. They know they need to, they know they need support, but they're a little bit scared, right? They're a bit scared of going and embarking on that journey. What would be your advice to them? Because you've kind of come across that situation yourself, and you crossed that threshold.
I think it's anybody that's an entrepreneur or looking at sort of self-development, is that you have to take that step. You can't sort of always sit on the fence, and if you have to be a doer in life. And you have to make that change for it to happen. So, one of the sort of hadiths I think so resonates with me is like, if you take a step towards Allah, Allah will take a meter and he'll run to you. So, and that's what I think is important. Like, you have to, with stuff like this, is you have to self-develop. You have to go and learn more about your deen, and then stuff with coaching that has come to me where it's actually I'm learning much more because I've made that conscious effort of sort of, knowing that there are voids that I need to sort of fill. So anybody that's thinking about, I think, you need to sort of make that step, and then inshallah, you'll definitely learn a lot from it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, Mohibur Rahman. We'll be staying in touch, and I can't wait to hear more stories of how you're, mashallah, marching on in your deen and family and everything else. Alhamdulillah. So, jazakallah khairan.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you, coach.